Coins Numismatic Series is back, and today we are diving into two seemingly ordinary quarters that could secretly be hiding extraordinary value. And I mean coins that most people overlook every single day, but in the right condition, with the right details, they can explode into hundreds or even thousands of dollars. We're talking about hidden gems, minting secrets, collector demand, and the kind of history that turns pocket change into treasure. So stay locked in, because these two Washington quarters might completely change how you look at every coin in your collection. 1984 George Washington Quarter Dollar Coin, P Mint Mark. The year is 1984, and the United States Mint is producing hundreds of millions of Washington quarters at the Philadelphia Mint, each one stamped with the small but powerful P Mint mark. At first glance, this coin feels ordinary, almost invisible in circulation. But beneath that familiar design lies a fascinating combination of history, production scale, and surprising rarity in higher grades. This coin carries the iconic portrait of George Washington, designed by John Flanagan, a design that dates back to 1932 when it was first introduced to commemorate the 200th anniversary of Washington's birth. By 1984, the coin had already become a symbol of American continuity, surviving changes in metal composition and economic shifts. Gone was the silver content of earlier decades, replaced after 1965 with a copper-nickel clad composition, giving the coin durability but removing intrinsic metal value. The 1984 P quarter was struck in massive numbers, with a mintage of approximately 676,545,000 coins, making it extremely common in circulation. That level of production means that in worn, circulated condition, the coin is typically worth only its face value. But here's where things start to get interesting. Condition is everything in numismatics, and when it comes to this coin, the difference between a worn example and a pristine one is dramatic. In fine condition, the coin still retains moderate detail, especially in Washington's hair and the eagle feathers on the reverse, but it shows clear signs of circulation. These fine-grade coins are usually worth only slightly above face value, often collected more for completeness than profit. However, as you move into uncirculated territory, the story changes completely. High-grade examples, especially those graded MS-67, have sold for over $1,000 at auction, with some reaching nearly $1,300 depending on eye appeal and strike quality. Antiques know how. This dramatic jump in value is due to how difficult it is to find perfectly preserved coins from such a high mintage year, where most pieces entered heavy circulation. The design details of the 1984 P quarter also play a major role in its desirability. On the obverse, Washington's profile must show sharp hairlines, clean cheek surfaces, and minimal contact marks to achieve top grades. On the reverse, the eagle's feathers, especially around the wings and chest, must remain crisp and fully defined. Weak strikes or bag marks can significantly reduce value, even in otherwise uncirculated coins. Now let's talk about errors, because this is where collectors get truly excited. The 1984 P quarter is known to exhibit a range of minting errors that can dramatically increase its value. These include off-center strikes, double dies, and die deterioration errors. Even subtle variations, like filled dies that obscure lettering, can attract attention from specialists. Error coins from this year can range from modest premiums to hundreds of dollars, depending on the severity and uniqueness of the error. Collectors are especially drawn to dramatic visual anomalies, such as misaligned strikes or missing design elements, which transform a common coin into a one-of-a-kind collectible. What makes the 1984 P quarter particularly fascinating is the paradox it represents. On one hand, it is one of the most common quarters ever produced. On the other hand, in top condition or with rare errors, it becomes an elite collectible. This contrast fuels collector interest, as hobbyists search through rolls and collections hoping to uncover that one exceptional piece. Market demand for this coin remains steady, especially among modern coin collectors who focus on condition rarity. While it may not have the historical prestige of early silver quarters, its accessibility makes it a favorite entry point for new collectors, while its high-grade scarcity keeps advanced collectors engaged. Ultimately, the 1984 P Washington quarter is a perfect example of how value in numismatics is not just about age or rarity in mintage, but about condition, preservation, and the unexpected surprises hidden within mass production. It's a coin that rewards patience, attention to detail, and a keen eye for quality. 1994 George Washington Quarter Dollar Coin, P mint mark. Fast forward to 1994, and the Washington quarter is still a cornerstone of American coinage. But now we are approaching the end of an era. Just a few years later, the state quarters program would completely transform the design landscape, making coins like the 1994 P quarter part of the final chapter of the classic Washington series. At the Philadelphia Mint, an astonishing 825,600,000 quarters were produced in 1994, reinforcing the idea that this coin is extremely common in circulation. In fine condition, these coins are typically worth only their face value, often overlooked and rarely saved. But as with the 1984 issue, the real story lies beyond the surface. The design remains unchanged, with Washington's familiar profile on the obverse and the heraldic eagle on the reverse. However, by 1994, minting technology had improved, resulting in generally sharper strikes compared to earlier decades. This makes high-grade coins slightly more attainable, but still challenging to find in near-perfect condition. In fine condition, the 1994 P quarter shows moderate wear, with some flattening of details on Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers. These coins are typically collected as part of complete date and mint sets rather than for their individual value. Most examples in this grade remain at or near face value, reflecting their abundance. But once again, condition rarity changes everything. In uncirculated grades, especially MS67 and above, values can rise significantly. Some high-grade examples have sold for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, with one exceptional specimen reaching over $8,000 at auction due to its near-perfect condition and rarity at that level. This dramatic increase in value highlights a key principle in modern coin collecting. Even the most common coins can become rare when preserved in flawless condition. The challenge lies in finding coins that have avoided contact marks, weak strikes, and environmental damage. Error coins from 1994 add another layer of excitement. Known errors include double strikes, off-center strikes, and even coins struck on incorrect planchets, such as a dime planchet, which can push values into the hundreds or even over $1,000. These errors are rare, but they are highly sought after by collectors who specialize in mint anomalies. There is also growing interest in minor errors and varieties, such as grease-filled dies that can cause missing letters or weak details. While some of these may be subtle, they can still carry premiums depending on their visibility and rarity. Discussions among collectors often revolve around identifying genuine errors versus post-mint damage, adding an investigative element to the hobby. The historical context of the 1994 quarter adds to its appeal. It represents one of the final issues before the introduction of the state quarters program in 1999, which marked a major shift in U.S. coin design. As a result, the 1994 P quarter is part of the last generation of coins featuring the original Washington reverse design, making it significant for collectors who appreciate the continuity of the series. Market interest in this coin is driven largely by condition rarity and error varieties. While circulated examples remain common, high-grade coins are increasingly recognized for their scarcity, leading to stronger demand among advanced collectors. This trend reflects a broader shift in numismatics, where modern coins are gaining recognition as legitimate collectibles. The 1994 P quarter may not seem impressive at first glance, but it embodies the hidden potential that defines coin collecting. It's a reminder that value is not always obvious, and that even the most ordinary coins can hold extraordinary stories. In the end, both the 1984 and 1994 P Washington quarters demonstrate the same powerful lesson. Rarity is not just about how many coins were made, but how many survived in exceptional condition and how many carry unique errors that set them apart. These coins invite collectors to look closer, search deeper, and never underestimate the value of what might already be in their hands. If you enjoyed discovering hidden coin treasures, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap the bell so you never miss a rare coin story again. Share your finds in the comments. You might be the next collector with a hidden fortune. See you in the next treasure hunt on Coins Numismatic Series.